Hello, I'm Dan. Welcome back to Vinyl Fury. Uh, there's not much to show, just a few things, and yeah, let's just get right into it. Uh, Pinback is one of my favorite bands, and they recently came to town to play after a couple of years at least. Uh, Singer Rob Crow, about 2 years ago, so I guess it's been 3 years since it came around, announced that he was retiring from music, and he left social media, and I think most people were hoping that that was a temporary thing, but he seemed to be earnestly removing himself from the whole thing. And it wasn't until almost a year later that he announced a solo record, which I've shown, Rob Crow's Gloomy Place, which I really enjoy. And then just 2 or 3 months ago, Pinback announced they'd be going out for a 10th anniversary tour of Autumn of the Seraphs, which came out in 2007, which is an album I really enjoy. So it was really great to see Pinback live again. They did 2 nights, one playing that whole album, and plus some other songs. And then the next night was kind of like a greatest hits type of thing where they played songs from all over their catalog. And it was really fun. They sounded great. I went to both shows. I got a special ticket that was discounted for the 2 nights. It was totally worth it. And around that time, they announced a first-time pressing. 2 of their EPs, Off Cell and Some Voices, would be put together on 2 sides of a 12-inch record, and it's called Some Off Cell Voices. And it's done by Temporary Residence, which they've put out many records on, and I think is a great label. And they do vinyl pressings well. They use good lacquer cutters and pressing plants and all that. It was fairly inexpensive, and I got the more limited copy on colored vinyl, printed inner sleeve with lyrics. And a pretty neat mix of a blue, kind of a aquamarine, seafoam green maybe, and a little bit of orange in there. And it looks especially cool with a light behind it, and I'll try to show that. See if that pops at all. Took a pretty cool picture of it and put it on my Vinyl Fury Instagram if you want to look that up. Pretty sweet looking. More just great Pinback material that I didn't have in any form besides just MP3s, and it sounded really good too. So totally worth it. Black copies are available, pretty inexpensive for any Pinback fan. It's cool to have. And then I wasn't sure that I was gonna get this on vinyl, pretty much for the sound quality, because I know that it was mastered very loudly. They had even shown a picture of the master VU meter as they were mastering, and it was just right over the red, just really pushing it. But I do enjoy the songs, and it wasn't terribly expensive, so I did go ahead and get the latest Third Eye Blind release. It's called We Are Drugs. It's an EP. It's 7 songs. And now I don't remember how much I paid for it. $15 or $16. You know, not too bad. And I haven't seen it available on CD, so I figured it would be worth getting, because several of the songs on here have a really more of a classic Third Eye Blind vibe, and I enjoy them. Also printed inner sleeves with lyric. Just pretty plain labels on white vinyl. They seem to really like white vinyl for some reason. Their last full-length album, Dopamine, was also on white. And this is done at GZ Vinyl. As I think all of their records have been. And like I said, some great songs here. It is just really pushed volume wise, and it still sounds okay on vinyl. It is there's still a clarity present. It's just, squished is the best. I don't know about the best, but it is an accurate word to use. It's very constrained. The drums sound very veiled because they're not punching through. Cymbals are like wispy. There's just not a lot of detail there because all the guitar frequencies are competing, and it's just a cacophony that just doesn't need to be like that. There is an inherent dynamic in these songs, but it's just not felt because it is so pushed to the maximum level through compression and limiting. It's just really unfortunate. They are a very dynamic band in general, but for some reason they just feel like going the way of maximum volume, which it just doesn't work in the favor of these songs, I don't think. But inexpensive, and decided to get it anyway. And then lastly, decided not to get this on vinyl. Just, as I've talked about before, weighing the price, the sound quality, and the material itself, balance all these things out. Is it worth it? I had heard this digitally. I listened to 4 or 5 songs, and I had already pre-ordered it on vinyl, and after listening to those songs and just not being overly enthusiastic, I guess, about the songs, I said, the cassette is I think it was $7, and the vinyl was like 21. I'm thinking, I can get 3 cassettes for 1 record. Is the sound quality going to be that much of a difference? I doubt it. So I went with a cassette of the new Minus the Bear. It's called Voids. A decent cassette package. It's a clear cassette. It's very plain though. There's no track listing even. Just the name and title. It's a fold out insert. And I still feel like it was a good choice. Maybe should have gone with the CD though. As far as sound quality goes, it sounds fine. It's just a couple of spots. One side there's like a dropout. It kind of feels like the tape just kind of sinks down and maybe over to one side and then comes back. And then on the other side, it's just on one song in the chorus when the vocals swell up, everything else kind of dips down. It sounds like a compressor that's not working the way that it should and is negatively affecting the volume level. So that was disappointing. It was just those moments though. Everything else, aside from like a bit of a roll off in that high end, sounded okay. If I found a vinyl copy for $15, I would probably get it. There's a couple songs that I really do enjoy and they've kind of been earworms for me. Just overall, it's Minus the Bear. They can't really branch out too much from the sound that people like, or else people won't like it. They're in a very, it's not an uncommon position in that their older material is like classic to fans, but if they just do that, they'll get shit for it if they branch out too far, kind of like they did with the album Omni, which I think actually has more in common with this record than most others. They'll get shit for that too. It's a tough position, and this is their first full-length album in 5 years. They've put out a B-sides album and a acoustic record in the meantime. And they really tried, I think, to make that balance of the sonic sound signature that people enjoy while pushing themselves. I can tell they tried. And it's just kind of a mixed bag for me. A couple of the songs I really do enjoy. Some of them I'm just like, eh. You know? So, went with a cassette on that. And lately, I talked before about how I'm getting rid of things. Very slowly, selling some records online as I go through them and add them to Discogs, deciding what I should keep or what should be sold. And I've kind of gotten rid of the things that I just knew I didn't need to have, and I just donated them. Things that, just weren't worth selling. And instead of buying music lately, I've been buying books. I used to be more a reader as a kid and adolescent. In my adult years, I just haven't made the time to do it. I haven't finished a book in a number of years. And the couple that I have read, one of them twice, had to do with vinyl records because I was so into that in my mid-20s. So I decided to make more of an effort to read again. And getting books by philosophers and spiritual teachers, and kind of getting into that, something that could be beneficial to me. A few novels. I really haven't read, I don't think I've completed a novel in 10 years or so. So doing that, like book by the Dalai Lama, a couple by Ram Dass, spiritual teacher. Like I said, a couple by philosophers. And I also got the Four Agreements, which I've seen Derek Higgins mention a few times in the recent past. So looking forward to getting into that one. And I've just been, finding them cheaply. I got a couple on eBay, a couple at Goodwill's, thrift stores, stuff like that. So I bought 18 books in the last month. And it will certainly take me quite a while, knowing myself and the speed at which I read, to do that. But I think it's money well spent, and that it's going to provide years of material, and hopefully it will be beneficial. There's only one outstanding order, and that actually should be around soon. Other than that, I don't know that I'll have much in the way of new additions to show for a while. But when there is, I'll be back, and maybe there'll be some other videos of some sort. But I do appreciate you watching. Thank you. And until next time, take care and enjoy your music.